topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Eat and Critique Show with restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia. Brought to you by one of Steve-O and Sophia's favorite Incontro Italian cuisine and steakhouse located on the Walk in Coral Springs. Now, sit back while award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly in South Florida dining.
Good evening and welcome to another episode of Eat and Critique. And I am so excited tonight because I had no idea this was owned by my favorite restaurant in all of Palm Beach, Bice's. We have tonight my co-host Steve-O, who's being shy. He doesn't.
I'm not real good at talking in front of a lot of people.
And then
we have 90,000 people watching us right now.
We have Rafaela, we have Janet, we have Sebastian, and we have Jose. Welcome to our show.
And I got to tell you, I'm upset that Sasha and River aren't here either.
I know. I was.
And I'm horrible on names. I don't remember their names. Folks, I got to tell you something. We are going to blow you away tonight. Tonight's show, this is the first time in 12 years I was ready to come back the next night.
I was ready to come back the same night.
Wait, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't try Café Med, we're in West Palm Beach. If you don't try Café Med, you don't know anything about food at all. We're going to show you stuff. We've got pictures. We've got interviews. And I just hope that Rafaela. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to say it like that. But we have Rafaela and Janet and
Jose.
What?
And Jose.
And Jose.
Sebastian.
Folks, what you have done here is remarkable. Our listeners know we don't BS about anything. I mean, if it's not good, we say it. I could not find anything wrong. The service, the ambiance, the everything. Because it's 3 blocks away.
Bice family, and they're the best. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your family?
I want to thank you both, really, because we love what we do. We'll tell your story. What makes our job, what we do so beautiful is to be recognized and to have people that walk out and share their passion. And with restaurants, we have the ability to touch people, not just in their bellies, but with everything. Because as you said, when you're able to put together an experience, which is from the moment you walk in to every little particular steps of the restaurant, which includes a lot of people, to the moment you walk out and you walk up with that joy inside of you, then our job is the best.
You know what you do? This is what a lot of restaurant owners do not do. When you come into Café Med, it's like you're bringing people into your home. You make piazza. Remember the big party, and everybody is so welcome. It's almost like a Cheers, everybody knows, but you just make people feel so good.
You feel like family. Actually.
Yeah.
I felt like I had been part of the family forever.
Let me give you a quick snapshot. As you said, my family is Bice. So Bice is a restaurant in Palm Beach that has been there 32 years. Now, very quickly, Bice was the name of my grandmother, a woman that was born in 1900 in Italy, and in 1926 opened a restaurant in Milano. Now, please do consider those times, Second World War, the airplanes, televisions, technology. And more important, I want to recognize that at the time, being a woman in business was not the same that it is today. So what this woman achieved for 7 decades in Milano is what my family is thriving on and continuing to want to manifest. Now, let me tell you, it's not always easy. But in this case of Café Med, we have brought exactly what you said. My grandmother always said, they are coming into our home. And what do you do when somebody comes into your home? You try to do your best to make them feel comfortable. I mean, at least that's what we do in our home. And I like to believe that most people in this world like to do that. So yes, when you walk into Café Med, it is very important for us that you are recognized, that you feel you come into our home, and that you understand that, of course, you have a lot of choices to eat around here, but if you choose to come here, we're really going to treat you like our guests. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that that experience goes beyond just the food.
And I loved how every single person that walked in, you guys all greeted them. You don't see that a lot. You really don't.
No, you don't. And yeah, I'd love to hear. You've been in the restaurant business for a long time. You know what success is, the hard times. I got to tell you, if a restaurant has made it through COVID, that right there is important, because it's so sad the restaurants that didn't make it. Because you know how hard it is to struggle with a restaurant, the hours that you put in, and then COVID comes around. We couldn't help that. But there's so many restaurants that's so sad that didn't make it. But you made it. You're here now, and there's a reason for that. Tell us the story.
Well, I want to focus on Café Med today. First of all, my family has been incredibly blessed to have this amazing human being, Jose Gonzalez. He's the general manager of Bice, has been working with Bice for 25 years, almost 25 years. Started young. Him and I are the same age, not young anymore as much. But again, Jose has been the pillar of this really important restaurant in my family. When my wife and I moved here a couple of years ago, he had this Mexican restaurant, and he was doing okay. But you know, in the restaurant, okay, we already work with small margins as restaurateurs. So Janet and I walked inside here. We fall in love with the place, the garden, and of course, this is a brother to us, and so we decided to do this in partnership with him. Jose is an incredible, very good, very talented restaurateur. But again, just like you were saying before, we share the same values of life, the way we greet people when they come inside. And he's earned it for 20 plus years in the island of Palm Beach.
He talks like this when you're not here, too.
Yeah.
He really is. But look, and I want to give it to him because anybody that knows him will say that of Jose. He's just an incredible. I have worked next to him for 2 full seasons. He goes beyond. So when we decided to do this together, we all knew our goals and all our qualities were in alignment so that we could do this together, because we feel in this area, small restaurant like this, food is very important. You find a lot of good food around here. You got to give something else. And if it doesn't come from us, we have selected, well, you have, my nephew Sebastian. You were mentioning my son Sasha, who couldn't be here today. My young son's River, who is
Great name.
We have Savannah and our 2 daughters, Jaya and Izzy, that they come and work here. So we did bring this young, energetic 4th generation. And with them, we are really picking and choosing those few other individuals that are coming to be part of this team, because we know I can come to the table, give you a great smile. Jose can come. Maybe if the hostess or the masters, they're not on that, our efforts are not received if we not all do it. And there's a difference between, from my perspective, doing it because I am asking you, and me us management, creating a space where you can actually thrive and be that. And I believe that right now in Café Med, we have achieved that. We have an amazing team. It starts always at the top. We are, we're in our 50s here, so we are very mature. We've been through a lot, so our egos are, I don't want to say in existence, but they're not important in our life anymore. And with that, we are able to inspire and guide this next generation. The restaurant business is tough, but it's so rewarding. It's so rewarding to watch you guys leave the other night with so much joy and being touched by not just the food, but by us. I go home, I sleep like a baby in those days because I know we touch. And when you touch every table, when every table goes out and tells you, oh my God, this was incredible. You guys have been here 3 weeks. It's really why people like myself and Jose and, all of us here, we work 12 hours a day, 6-7 days a week.
Sophia, we've been to hundreds of restaurants. You know what I'm getting ready to say. I've never said this. Miami has some of the finest restaurants. Miami, Chicago, New York, LA. Those are your finest. Even Las Vegas, too. I would include them. And I got to tell you, this is a restaurant someone in Miami would want to come to West Palm. We always talk about, you got to go here in Miami. You got to try this restaurant in Miami. This is one that if you're in Miami or if you're in Jupiter, you've got to try this. I promise you, people come up to us all the time going, give us something different. We got people coming in from out of town. We want something different. This is it right here.
We already have people from Jupiter and Palm Beach that are already planning because Bice people found out that you guys opened this, and they were calling me today asking me about it. They're my friends. We've been going there 30 years, and they're all excited about this restaurant.
It's something to be excited about. Let's talk about the food.
I want to pass the mic also to my team here, but let me give you a couple of things about the food because your enthusiasm, your support, it's touching me. I am grateful for it. Obviously, we did touch you, so we're getting it back. We are Italian. We are a casual Italian cuisine here. And in the casual of our menu, we strive to give you excellence. Our dishes are, we compared to Bice, for example, Bice, we might have 100 dishes. We only have 30 dishes on this menu, but we've selected each dish and ingredient to come up with a wow factor. I'll give you an example. Classic orecchiette pugliesi, which is a classic dish, sausage, rapini, and sun-dried tomato. Everybody does it. Wonderful dish. When we do it at Bice, it sells out all the time. It's a wonderful dish. What we decided to do here was we use the word cheat to make it a little different because it's, everybody does it. Not to say that it is not good, but we said, okay, you can eat it in 3-4 places around. Let's figure something else. So our incredible chef, Joseph from Naples, amazing guy, he came up and we took broccoli and we cooked them in water and we pureed them. So we add this puree of regular broccoli to this sun-dried tomato, rapini, which is the broccoli rub, a little bitter, right, and the sun-dried tomato. That makes this pasta creamy without any dairy. So then you add this flavor and this sense of more, which is amazing. And we add a little flavor breadcrumb on top that gives you that crunchy. So that's how we took a wonderful recipe from Italy, custom-made to give it a little bit of a difference, and was able to create an experience that I have to say, most, so far, all people that have eaten it, they said, wow.
By the way,
it was a wow.
Raphael's real name is Ralph, and he's actually from Kansas. Don't let this accent fool you.
Born and raised in Milano.
I'm not a big sausage person. I have to be honest. And that was incredible. I loved it. I'm coming back, and that's what I'm ordering. I mean, it was delicious.
Well, what you did with tuna
Oh, yeah.
So that's another
and the
classic
veal.
dish.
Oh my!
That
Who would have ever thought that?
Well, I do have to say that is a very, very classic Italian dish, vitello tonnato, which is you take a nice roasted veal and you do this tuna sauce, which is canned tuna, mayonnaise, and capers. Again, we've added a couple of drops of Worcestershire inside, a couple of extra capers. We customize that sauce to make it what we like, and we serve it completely different. Normally, that dish is almost like a carpaccio, so it's a thinly sliced cooked veal, and instead of making it flat, we got creative. We wanted to give a different experience from the visual to the taste of it. And again, with this dish, I can tell you that we've had incredible comments.
There's a problem with it, though. I had a problem with it. No, the problem I had with it is when we do a tasting, we can't eat the whole thing. We would never walk out of here. I couldn't stop eating it. I mean, it was like, I got to watch it. There's more stuff coming out. It was delicious. People, and tell everybody what it's called.
So it's the vitello tonnato. It's
That's why I let it do it.
On the menu is vitello tonnato, and you'll find that as an appetizer. And again, we've had incredible compliments. We are very happy with the food. As restaurateurs, I find myself with my colleagues and partners that the truth is in the pudding. And if you look at the reviews of real people, and we've had a couple of people that complain, and you can never please everybody. I am aware of that. But if you look at our reviews today, people are sharing what you are sharing with your audience today. That is an experience from us, the family, from the love we give you, to the food, to the energy we put in this place, because there's been thought here. We are very energetic beings, so we work with frequency, with colors. So it is a space that you come inside, and our hope is that everybody can have the experience that you are sharing with your audience.
You know what they also do?
That somebody would complain.
Yeah, I am. But you know what? I got to tell you, a lot of restaurants are skimping out. And I understand prices have gone up. I can't tell you how many fine dining Italian restaurants we've gone to, and they didn't even serve bread. First thing you do when you sit down. And yours is not just bread.
Oh, you make your own balsamic vinegar.
We have a secret recipe to make balsamic better. I wouldn't say we make it, but we have a special recipe that makes our balsamic extremely unique. Yes, we make our focaccia. We do buy the ciabatta. We could never make it here, but we do make every day our focaccia. And we do serve it with very good extra virgin olive oil. And this recipe for this balsamic, which people just go, wow. And we're looking for wow, guys. When we open this and we look at each other and said, okay, if we do good food, we did something wrong. In here, we need those people to go, because it's a small restaurant. It's in a location where you have to drive to. So we are a destination. We're not people walking from. So we have to bring them here. And we all, when Jose, Janet, myself, my father, my family behind, we were at the beginning stages. What do we do? What do we try? We made sure. We had this restaurant from November, and we could have opened it sooner, but life and our decision brought us to open it off season so that we would have the time to curate the experience we are trying to achieve and make sure that, the first impression, guys, there is
you only get one time.
A first impression. People will come back a second time. Don't get me wrong. I trust that I'm one
of those. But if the food is bad, the service is bad. We read all the stuff on Yelp, and you see, the problems that people have. So when people go, what about the food? It's not just the food.
Right.
It's from the time you walk in that door. There's so much involved. You know, one of my pet peeves is water.
Mine
You know,
too.
find someone to pour. Never, not one time. But it was like that with everybody. So I'm watching everybody. Your water glass is empty, it's filled. You don't have to wait for them. That's a technique that a lot of restaurateurs do not realize because it's small and you don't think you're more worried about the food. Janet, you were part of all this. I mean, the creation, design. Was it difficult?
It's been, no, for me, it's more fun. You know, if I can allow to have that creativity to come out. But it's been an effort that we've all, you know, collectively.
But your picture, I mean, the pictures.
I love the garden. For me, my favorite thing has been
That's what we wanted you to
it's the
talk a
restaurant.
little
They're
bit
the
about.
restaurateurs. I came in and, you know, I tried to see where I can contribute and
Make it fun.
yeah, make it inviting.
Talk
Well, I did. I
about
said
your-
when you greet people when they
Right.
Yeah,
come
well,
in.
I love people. I'm definitely
And you know what? The girls out front,
they were
they were wonderful. Wonderful.
Sebastian, what do you do here?
Well,
Everything?
I do a lot of things. Yeah.
I heard you were ordering the
Yes,
wine
we're
and
ordering. I really, my uncle here has been doing this for forever. And I'm very blessed to have a family who has these restaurants, and he's a huge source of knowledge. He knows so many things. And I was in Oregon. We have one of these Café Meds there in Oregon. My family is there. And so I was there working, and I came here just to open this place up and hopefully learn a couple things from my uncle, which I have been. So yeah, I'm here on a day-to-day basis. I'm helping with everything. I'm serving tables. I'm ordering everything. I'm managing certain things. And yeah, I've been here since day one.
I'm going to add to that because what Sebastian brings in this business, and again, I was his age when I started, a little younger, the same. It's my father is the chairman of the company. He will always be the chairman. I am the CEO, but this is a family collective. My mother comes in, my sisters, my wife. This is how we operate. And today, Sebastian is showing a great passion for this business. And we have other kids that are showing similar passions, but also have other things. Today, I recognize Sebastian is in a moment where he believes this could be his career, and you see it again. You know, it's not just a matter of coming here to make money, but it's let's make this successful. They're excited. We feel the love from the people, and you feel the genuinity that comes from wanting to do this, and this young man certainly has it.
I think you were here Friday night. I think I saw you.
I probably was. I don't
It
know
was
if I'm
really
working or
busy.
not. I come in for sure. Yeah.
And I wanted Janet to talk more about the garden, and then we'll get to Jose. But
Let's talk
About
about
the-
our fairy.
yeah, exactly, the
Yeah, that's been
fairy
happening.
tree.
Yeah. Well, it started with the bougainvillea because when we came in here, we envisioned everything to be around this beautiful this tree that we've nurtured, and we have fairy lights on it. And we created this space in the back, and it's just people walk back there and they feel like they're removed from that they're in a completely different city, different country, even. And it's just our little magical garden. And we nurture it, and I enjoy going back there and watching how things are growing and adding
Smelling
something.
The jasmine, you
The
can
lighting,
smell it.
is really important. The jasmine, as we said, and everything's just starting to grow. When you first plant something, it takes time, but now it's really starting to come together.
And you have some plants out there that's going to attract butterflies, which will be
Yeah,
really
butterflies.
cool when you open in the season for lunchtime. So that'll be beautiful out there.
You know, I'm sitting here. People are hearing and feeling your passion. A lot of people know I went to culinary school. I wanted to be a chef. And I went there, and they tell you, which people don't know, you're looking 12, 14 hours a day. I don't care what your hours are that you're open, 12, 14, 15 hours a day. It's the hardest work. They did everything they could to talk us out of it. And there is so much that goes into learning this business. Little things you wouldn't. It's like how you put the chicken on the grill, the lines, and there's some plating. Like your plating is so beautiful, and people don't even, they just take it for granted. But there's a lot that goes into plating. But I said, you know what? I can't do this. This is not what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. I'd rather write about it and talk about it. So to see your passion for something that's not easy to do, it's amazing. So hats off to you two. It really
You
is.
just said it. You have to be passionate about it.
You have to be so beyond, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Like I did say before, I do, there is a level of, and again, a quick snapshot into energy, right? You are in an office working all day, you interact, maybe we're human beings. And I hold my life, we need touch, we need connection, we need energetic sharing. So even though this world is with this technology, it seems to be moving in a separate direction for some. I say the restaurant business gives you that option. We, in an evening, are in a small place like this, we share with 100 people. And some of these people like yourself, we really share with, even if it's for just an evening, we have an possibility to look into your eyes and to feel. And when we do things well, and then you're sharing your passion and you witness us, there is this sharing. So I can speak for, we go to home, we're really happy because we have a lot of connection. Even though it might be a connection that I see you one time and I might not ever see you again, or another month before you come in. So it's very rewarding. And there is that. And if you do have the passion for it, you are, what you can achieve, again, it's very rewarding. And when you make mistakes, believe me, it's very painful. Because when you do make mistakes and people call, in my group, any email that goes to Bice group, that is a complaint, comes straight to me. Because I deal with it for any restaurants of the company. If they go to bicegroup.com, it comes to me, I didn't like Naples, Palm Beach, Orlando, New York. I respond to them, even though I might not have been there. So, again, long hours to all of you restaurateurs out there, chefs and managers, long hours, but when you're in a good place, extremely rewarding.
So Jose, are you going to be here more, or are you going to be in the island
At
more?
beaches.
A lot of people are asking that.
I'm very blessed. I'm in both places. I'm very lucky. Everything started when 1994. I started in Chicago washing dishes, and they gave me the opportunity to grow. So I came to Palm Beach as a second beach restaurant. I started Bice, Chicago, and then I moved to Palm Beach. They all sent me to Palm Beach. And that's when school started for me. Bice, Chicago was just the beginning. I was like a little crazy. I didn't even understand much. When I came here, I feel like so many opportunities, and I feel like I can do more than I was doing. If I start as a dishwasher, I can be a busser, I can be a food runner. So they opened the doors for me, and it's been great for me. And then one day they say, you're going to be a manager. And I was like scared. I was shaking. So I'm very blessed. And my goal every day is just to welcome my customers, greet them, find the needs, and then offer what we have. And that's now with Café Med, it's very exciting. It's like different atmosphere, but it's such a beautiful energy. Like I can believe it.
Yes.
I'm gonna say before we open. So we're gonna do like maybe 2 or 3 tables every day.
It's
Uh,
packed.
It's busy.
Yeah.
We have to tell some people like, yeah, there's someone call me. Oh, I have to tell them, and I'm not like this. Rafa always says, Jose, you need to learn to tell your customers they need to come tomorrow. Maybe it's a different way, but I
Like the
get
magician, he
it.
gets tables, just they disappear.
So it's again, I'm glad because working with this family, Ruggieri family in general, we get along very well and beautiful, and it's like family from different moms. And I love it. I feel very very lucky to be together, and we spend a lot of hours, but we still get along. I still learn every day because when I say, okay, we're gonna bring Oriquete, we're talking about Oriquete. I know Oriquete for a long time, and then when they change it, oh, this is different. But you know what? Everything's exciting. It's just
Friend of mine has a restaurant that the owner hated saying no. Even though it was packed, Tony Bennett calls up his manager. We want a table for 4.
Why don't you tell them?
And he
that?
said, no. He said, but it's Tony Bennett. We don't have room tonight. I'm going to come back. He said, I had to learn how to do that, though.
Right.
It just didn't come to me. You go, God, we've had Madonna in here. But you have to know when to say no. I want to get to your drink.
I want to get to the menus too.
Okay, so tell me
Oh,
about.
the drink, that peach. Oh,
Well, we are, and this is Jose and some friends, but so we are a beer and wine license only, so we cannot buy or sell liquor. And then with somebody that worked with us and Jose, I was not aware of it prior to Café Med. They brought this spirit that instead of being distilled, are fermented. So you can't really call it vodka, but of course it is like vodka. It comes from potatoes, and instead of being distilled, it's fermented. The fermentation process brings this spirit to 22% alcohol content, which falls under my liquor license to buy. So we come up with 6 or 5 dishes. We call them drinks. No, we call them drinks with a kick. Because you really can't call it a cocktail. So when you call cocktail, I expect a cocktail.
Right.
And so to be careful, because they're lighter in, again, we have this vodka is 22 degrees, will make you a white peach Cosmo.
yeah, it was good.
Now, if I was to see that next to a regular Cosmo, you obviously see it's a big difference. One is 22% alcohol, the other one is 44. With that said, it is a different. But for those of us that are not gigantic liquor drinkers and still want to have a very nice, refreshing drink, you have this amazing cocktail. You can probably have 2 and function rather than I'm not the guy that could have 2 Cosmopolitan. I would probably so with this one is a lot lighter. You still have this flavor, and people are liking it. We've had a couple of people said, "Oh, give me vodka tonic." It doesn't work like that.
Right.
It's not the same thing. You would not be happy. They taste it and say, "No, this is not good." But we've created these 4 or 5 drinks. In
White peach Cosmo,
White Peach Cosmo,
cantaloupe
That's what you
margarita.
had.
Cantaloupe Margarita,
We have an espresso martini,
and we have the Mule.
and we have a cucumber jalapeno.
And,
Wow.
and again, they are wonderful additions to a restaurant like ours because some people do like liquor, and since we don't have liquor, they're just fun drinks that are an alternative to the liquor. And also, we added kombucha.
I
Kombucha
knew that
is
was
this
kombucha.
beautiful. It's
I
like
knew
it's kind of not really a big seller in Florida, California, which is a little bit more the advance in what they say conscious eating. I don't agree with it, but let's just give it to them. They have been using kombuchas a lot. Women love it. It's
hard
really
kombucha,
healthy.
yeah.
Hard kombucha, excuse me. Yeah, it's hard kombucha, which has a content in alcohol. It's like a 6%, 7%, like a beer.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. And again, once people get to understand that there is, you see, Italian food goes well paired with
Anything.
the right things, because you know what, food and what you drink have the capacity to enhance the experience or to contradict the experience. Not, you might have a wonderful dish and an amazing glass of wine, and you put them together and something doesn't work. You know, it's not because neither one is not good, it's because they're not well
Complementary.
paired. And I believe with our menu, with the kombucha, with these cocktails, they work hand in hand with our food. And again, guys, I've told you, it starts with the food. You got to have good food to then be able to build the personality, the service, the love, the care. It starts there. Without that food, it doesn't. So with good food, with great food, then you add all the elements which we are achieving, the personality, the space, the vibration, the drinks, the wine, then you can reach that wow factor that we are striving to achieve here at Café Med.
We got to talk about the
Well,
pizza.
well, I have to admit one thing. Jose knows this. I'm kind of a wine snob. I collect wine. I have
Fine
a
wine.
lot of rare wine. When you brought me that Super Tuscan, it was out of this world. I'm very picky with my wine, and that was probably one of the best Super Tuscans I've had.
Jose and I have worked this wine list. We have very limited space. So again, it was a similar process in the food. We can only choose X amount of labels. And, you know, you come again to Bice, Jose, which maintains the wine list at Bice, he's got what? 200 labels. So obviously here we only had 30. So we had to pick and choose the ones we have. And again, I feel, you know, the experience that this family brings in, and, you know, I am not a sommelier, but I have drank a lot of wine, and I have eaten a lot of food with a lot of wine to have my own experience and understanding. So does Jose. And with that, you know, we went from this price point to quality, you know, and again, it's we curated this wine list. It's a work in progress, because, you know, sometimes, like the Sancerre we just said, we need to find another one. So it's always an evolution. We're also trying to understand what our niche requires here. Is it high end? Is it low end? We've had, you know, a lot of $60, $70 bottles, and we've sold quite a few $300, $400 bottles. So in this neighborhood, we realized that we can cater to all of that. So
Right.
you know, you come and you buy that, you know, $60 bottle. It is not any just bottle. It's a bottle that we search, we try it, and we know it's good. And for the price point,
She
and that's
bragged on it all
important.
night.
Yeah.
So you did some other damage to me too. I love pizza.
Okay.
Sophia and I go to different places to find a great pizza. You don't call yours pizza.
Well, hold on. So I would love to take the Café Med. Would love to take the. So let me give you 7-8 years ago in Roma, a very old mill family. They've been doing all kind of flour. This older man, I know the son. The son is my age. They came up. They took this old recipe, 500-600-year-old recipe, worked with it, and they came up with this new style of making this dough, and they decided to call it pinza. Pinsa.
Does that mean anything?
No, it's the way it's called. So in Italy, because pizza is, I mean, Italian, pizza napoletana, pizza romana. When they make good pizza, it's the best. It's very good. Pizza is a lot of gluten, and it's a little heavy to digest. Let's be fair. It's wonderful. I love pizza. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about it. Now, this person came up with this recipe, which regular pizza is made with double O flour, regular Italian white flour, which is all gluten. And today, flour has shifted in the last 30, 40, 50 years. There is truth to that. So with that said, this man took 3 different flours: soy flour, rice flour, and double O flour. So right now you've got 3 equal parts to make this dough. So
That's why the dough is so good.
Most of the gluten out, which is a big deal already. A major other aspect of this process is that most pizzas are sat to raise for 2-3 hours, some 5 hours, depending on the space. This dough must sit for 48 hours. What this does to the dough is that it fills itself up with water and air. That's why you get this thicker crust, but it's not like the old Sicilian crust in pizza. It's all dough.
Yes.
It is bubbles under bubbles, so it's very light because it's not all filled. So you get this, and of course Italians, they had to make it oval, so they had to be couldn't be the same as pizza. So normally you get this oval shaped dough, which seems like it's thick, but really inside is all hollow and full of air, and it's filled with water in this process. So it is extremely light. Nevertheless, you've got the rice flour that gives you that crunchiness.
That's
so
where
when
the crunch
you
comes.
bite it, you've got that, we restaurateur with the food, you always play with the crunchy, the sal, there's all it's the taste, the flavor, texture. It's very important nowadays in every dish. And pizza got it. To tell you what happened in Italy a week ago, they are playing the European qualification for all soccer. Italian national went on the Corriere della Sera, which is like the New York Times from Italy, and said to the world just a week ago, the Italian nationals only eat pizza. Doesn't eat pizza anymore because it's lighter and it's healthier. And so already it's exploded in Italy. I mean, you go to Rome, you find a couple of so you'll find a lot of pizzeria today. It is the new thing. It's wonderful. It tastes amazing. And
but you added pistachio to it.
Well, that's us. We put the stracciatella cheese, and again, the pizza dough, the stracciatella cheese, and you had to add a little bit of the crunchy.
I got to tell you,
Was that nutmeg on with
a little bit of nutmeg on there to give that flavor. A little sprinkle of nutmeg on the pizza.
but the bad part is that spoiled me so bad. If I have to have it like that, I can never eat a regular pizza again. It was that good.
It was very airy and it was delicious, flaky, airy.
We're
crunchy,
starting to
everything.
get
Oh,
low
no,
on time.
Really? Already?
Café Med.
Yes.
Let's tell everybody the address, give them the phone number, and your hours.
And your
All right,
website.
address 6611 South Dixie Highway, West Palm Beach. We are directly 1 block north of Forest Hill. Our phone number is
561-855-A116.
for the moment. Again, we today summer hours are Tuesday through Sunday, so we are closed on Monday right now just because we're building the team. We're only open for dinner 5 p.m. onwards. We are very excited. Our garden right now is beautiful but a little hot, so we're gonna open for lunch in October.
Oh,
Right now, and we're gonna go 7 days a week in October. Right now, we are regrouping. Janet, myself, and Jose come out of a very, very strong season at Bice. So we want to take a couple of months of breather before we go into another season with 2 restaurants. But
lunch, brunch, we want to do
but
private events. We want to be able.
we've
to,
had already people
Catering.
that have
Catering.
rented the
Yeah,
space for us.
to go. We right. We
Grubhub,
already
Uber
have
Eats,
Grubhub, Uber Eats,
DoorDash.
DoorDash.
So you need reservations, obviously. You do
Recommend.
from that night we
Definitely,
came
yeah.
in.
What we've found out that it's a very small place. We've got 20 plus seats inside, 20 something, so it goes fast. And right now, because most people at this time come around 6:30, before 7:45 we don't have any more tables, because most people will take that hour and a half. So reservation are incredibly recommended. We've had quite a few walk-ins come in and we're, oh my God, you guys are already that busy. We are also a small restaurant. I want to be fair with that.
We lose our garden. It's too hot. We lose the garden.
So recommended reservation, make it through us, call us. Obviously, Open Table is all there. It's word of mouth. It is thanks to people like you that we are slowly by slowly. We're so grateful that you are here honoring us. I didn't know of you guys. I am not much on social media, but I did my homework. You are legit. People follow you. You are good. You're honest, and that's important, because again, I led the new
All
generation.
you have is your name.
And true with that. It's very easy to damage something. All it takes is a few mistakes, and sometimes I can tell you in my 50 plus years, life has thrown my family a few curves that, you do your best when, this is for everybody, guys, business and family. This is how you learn. I don't wish any tough lessons on anybody, but we've had certainly our own, and we are careful. We love what we're doing. We honor the people that are coming here. We are not perfect, I can tell you that, but our heart is here, and that is what you get when you come to Café Med. You get a family that loves what they do, and when you come inside here,
get out.
we're gonna give you our heart, and
Hey,
hopefully our food will be as good as
Thank you
theirs.
for everything. We want to come back again, and we'll be back with you next week. We got another surprise for you next week, but thank you, God. You brought us a wonderful, wonderful restaurant, wonderful people. God bless you, and we'll see you guys next week with more.
Thank you, everybody, for
Nice.
being here with us.
Ciao.
Arrivederci.
You've been listening to the Eatin' Critique Show with your hosts, award-winning restaurant critics Steve-O and Sophia, brought to you by Incontro Italian Cuisine and Steakhouse, located in Coral Springs on the Walk. Be sure to join us again next week as Steve-O and Sophia interview top local restaurant owners and chefs. Steve-O and Sophia are known for their pure honesty when it comes to reviewing local restaurants. See you next week.